Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to solve a quadratic equation. And in order to do that algebraically, we are going to be using the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I also wrote down the standard form of a quadratic equation to help us understand how to solve using the quadratic formula. So let's look at this problem right here. We have 2x squared minus 7x minus 13 equals negative 10. In order to use the quadratic formula, it must equal 0. In this problem, it equals negative 10, so we must get it to equal 0. In order to do that, since this is a minus 10, we're going to add 10 on both sides. Add 10. We're going to end up getting 2x squared minus 7x minus 3 is equal to 0. So if the problem did not say do it algebraically, you could just put this into the calculator. And in our previous video, we showed you how to find the x-intercepts using the calculator. However, I'm going to show you how to do it algebraically. So once we have this, then we need to figure out our A, our B, and our C. So for our A value is always going to be the number in front of the x squared, as you can see from our standard form. So if we look at our equation, the number that's in front of the x squared is a 2. So I'm going to put a 2 down. The number in front of just the x is going to be your b value. So in our problem, our b value is going to be negative 7. Do not forget to bring down the negative also. And then lastly, the C value is a number that's completely by itself. The number that's by itself here is negative 3. So now we have our A, our B, and our C. And now we're just going to plug into the formula, which I'm going to do over here. So we have x equals, whenever you plug in, please use parentheses, because now I have negative, and now comes my B value. So my B was negative 7, plus or minus the square root. Once again, there's another b. Please make sure you use parentheses. Minus 4 times 2 times negative 3. The whole thing divided by 2a, which is going to be 2 times 2. Once you get to this point, you are going to simplify what's under the radical. So I'm only going to be putting into my calculator parentheses negative 7 close parentheses squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3. I do not put the square root into the calculator. So if I do that correctly, if I have 2 negatives here, that's going to give me a positive. So I have 7 plus or minus. Once I plug into the calculator, you end up getting 73 over 4. This right here is going to be your final answer, because the square root of 73 is not a perfect square. So there's also one other type of problem I want to go over very quickly, just to make sure that you guys have an understanding of this. So the other problem is going to be if we have 3x squared minus 8 equals 0. Since it's already equal to 0, we do not need to do the first step. So off to the side, I'm going to come up with my A, my B, my C. Once again, the A is in front of the x squared. So I have an x squared. The number in front of it is a 3. The B is in front of just the x. However, in this problem, I do not just have an x. So that means my B value is going to be 0, and my C is going to be negative 8, the number that's by itself. Now I'm going to plug into the formula. So I have x equals negative b, which is 0, plus or minus b squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 8 divided by 2 times 3. So now if I grab my calculator real quick, I put everything that's under the square root into the calculator. So I put 0 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 8. And I end up getting 96. So this is going to be x equals 0 plus or minus the square root of 96 over 6. And since the square root of 96 is not a perfect square, you can just leave it like this, or you can even take out the 0. You can leave it as plus or minus square root of 96 over 6. If you guys have any questions, please just let us know.